Good afternoon. I was wondering if I ordered 2 items, if you could cut me a deal on shipping. Let's say I decide to buy 3 or more items. Do you think I could get discounted shipping? Why don't you just give me free shipping since I'm going to be buying so many items? What's up, y'all? Sean here. I go by Taylor Exchange on YouTube, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about my combined shipping policy. I implemented this shipping policy about a year ago, and it has worked out wonders. Recent example right here, I sold 11 items for $182. Now, when it comes to running combined shipping, something you need to think about is how can you entice the buyer to buy more than one item? Because all in all, if you have a progressive shipping scale where they buy one item, they get a certain shipping price, and then each additional item, they have a smaller shipping price, it makes them feel like they're getting a deal. But in the end, when you ship the package, you're actually going to make a little bit of money on each one of those additional items that were charged. And why do I do this? Is it me cheating the buyer? Is it me just scamming them into paying more money in shipping? Yes and no. The reason I say yes and no is because I run tons of sales throughout the month. I run 80% off sales, 50% off sales. I have 20% off coupons. All these things end up making my items very affordable. I still have to figure out how to make some of the profit on those items. I can't just give away my items and not make any money. So some of the things I like to implement is this right here. I charge all of my buyers $8.99 per item that they order and $2.99 for any additional items that they order. So that means if the buyer orders 2 items, they're going to pay $11.98. Now, I sell men's clothes, so that means when it comes to a t-shirt that's first class, it may be as low as $3 all the way up to like $6.50 to ship a t-shirt, depending on where it goes in the country. Now, yes, I make a little bit of money on that. The buyer is still getting the item at market value or slightly less than market value. I feel like $8.99 is pretty aggressive for first class mail, but it's nice to have the same shipping across the board. When I sell jeans, which is priority mail because it's over £1, I usually put it in a flat rate envelope or a legal flat rate envelope. I still charge $8.99, and that shipping cost currently is $7.60 or $7.89 for the legal. And most of the time, unless it's 2 jeans, if it's like a pair of jeans and a first class item or 2 first class items, I can usually fit that in a legal flat rate. So I'm paying less than $8 for one label, but the buyer is spending $11.98. Where this really starts to pay dividends is whenever the buyer orders more and more items, because as long as you can get it into that cubic shipping rate, I don't know the exact numbers. You'll just have to Google USPS cubic shipping rates. Ultimately, my goal is to have the buyer buy more than 10 items. It seems like people either buy 2 items or they buy like 9 or 10 items. And one way I do a little trick to kind of gamify buying stuff from my store. And what I like to tell people is when they say the question, "Hi, do you do combined shipping or do you have a combined shipping discount?" I always reply with a blurb that I have saved on my phone. And it goes something along the lines of this. I have a reduced shipping discount. First item is $8.99, any additional item is $2.99. Now, the typical response from the buyer is going to be, "Yes, thanks, awesome, sweet, great, I'm going to start looking for items." And what do I respond with them? I could either say, "Sounds good," or I like to say this little trick. I say, "Yes, it's a great deal, the record is 9. And I say this all the time to people. I say the record for my store is 9 items. Now, I've had people order 15 items, 19 items. I think 23 was the most I had. But whenever you say 9, it's just enough of a stretch where someone can fill out like their closet of their size shirts or their husband's shirts, whoever's buying the clothes, and they feel, you know what, I can spend $150, $200, $250 to reach that 9 plus items, and then I am now the ruler of this guy's store. I set the record. It's attainable. I picked 9 because once you get to 10, 10's a nice round number, and people love round numbers. I don't really know what the psychology is behind it, but I've had tons of people make 10 items, or maybe they pick up 8 and they say, "Well, I tried to get to 10, but I just couldn't." Currently, I have a little over 4,000 items in my store, so it's very easy to find a lot of the same style shirt in the same size, whether it's a Wrangler Pearl Snap, a Ralph Lauren, an Under Armour, activewear. I mean, there are plenty of items to choose from. And when you stack that with the items that are 75% off that I run every month, my oldest 500 items, people can pretty much scoop up those items for $4 or $5 or $6. But then that $2.99 that's getting tacked on makes that item actually $6.99 or $8.99, in addition to the other items that are bought and the initial $8.99 shipping. So all in all, it's a pretty good deal. I thought about changing my shipping to $9.99, but the reason I'm not going to do that just yet is because it seems just too high. Like I list a lot of shirts at $9.99. I list them at $12.99, $15.99, $19.99 and up. And then if it's a really bad like stained item, I'll list it at $3.99. Like if it was a mistake, because I still want to recoup my buy cost of the item. When you have the shipping cost so much higher than the purchase price, I think most people assume the shipping is pretty cheap, like $3, $4, $5, which it used to be all the time, no matter what the size package. But now it's getting closer to that, $5, $6, $7, $8 range, and soon it'll be $7, $8, $9, $10. But I also believe that the post office, the USPS, they're going to have a hard time justifying, $10.50 for priority mail or $10 for first class, just because sellers, will see that hit, and it's more impactful when it's double digits as opposed to like what they're doing now and just kind of creeping it up the single digit scale until they'll be around that, that $9 mark. So I figured I'll be retroactive. I'll set my shipping at $8.99. I won't have to adjust that shipping. People come to my store and they say your shipping is a little high. I'm okay taking that hit. I understand their reasoning behind it. I think it's high too. But whenever they order multiple items, they don't really know how much that label is. And usually if you can get it in that cubic shipping rate, it's going to be below $15. Very rarely you're going to get into the $20 and $30 because the weight of the item is still pretty low. If you pack 10 shirts together and they weigh 8 ounces to even like, I don't know, a pound, I mean, that's only 8 pounds. It's not like it's 15, 20, 30 pounds like you're shipping like a big VCR or a big stereo system. So the shipping rates are always going to be small. And then at the same time, you can choose other shipping methods to get that price down, whether that's USPS whether that's UPS or FedEx. Those are 2 different methods you can use for this system. So I hope you guys learned something. One thing I'd like to say is if you haven't tried an additional shipping discount, go ahead and try it. If you do free shipping, you'd probably be surprised if you tacked on, even $3.99 for first class or $6.99 for priority. People are still going to buy your items because they see that as like a cost of doing business for the convenience of ordering on eBay. Kind of like a gas station will charge $2 for like a 20-ounce soda because you're conveniently getting gas and then getting a single drink instead of buying like a 12-pack and having to refrigerate and whatnot. So a little off topic there, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found some value in this video, and I hope you guys will send out those offers and try to get people to buy more than one item. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.